Alright, so look, we hit a bando real quick. So look, check it out, man. Motherfuckers in my DMs and all on these these blog sites and whatnot talking about, the West Coast ain't fucking with you and you ain't, you ain't this and you ain't that and you siding with this nigga and that nigga. When the fuck y'all heard me say a motherfucking thing about who I'm siding with or this and that, nigga? I'll be in my own lane chilling, nigga, taking care of my kids out the fucking way, nigga. That's how I made it this far in this fucking game, man. A lot of y'all, a lot of y'all fans and shit, it's kind of easy to sit where y'all sitting at y'all house and try to look and gauge this shit from where y'all sitting. But it's a lot of fuckery that go on in this industry, man. And y'all can see from what happens to some of some of y'all certain celebrities y'all follow and whatnot. This shit ain't what it's all cracked up to be. And because I don't want to play internet games with niggas all the time or be on this motherfucker every day or be on these people red carpet or doing all this shit. I like that shit ain't for me, man. I got into the game thinking that this shit was gonna be one way and it was a whole other way. So I had to, navigate myself through this shit, my whole time in this shit. And I've been in this motherfucker since 2003, right? Because that's when I got signed to Aftermath, 2003. I've been in this shit since 2003, being a solid ass nigga to everybody, nigga. And if you ask anybody, anybody that really know me that's in this motherfucking industry, and I'm talking about anybody, nigga, you could ask go ask Dr. Dre, man. Like, sit Dr. Dre down and really ask that nigga about who I am and my character and, like what he really feel about me at the end of the day as a man, nigga. Fuck an artist and all the rest of that shit, nigga. Talking about as a man, nigga. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. my nigga Nip. But ask Nip, if you could ask Nip himself, he would have told you, and he did tell you out his own mouth, nigga, what, I contributed, to his career. From the beginning, bro. From the beginning of this shit on the West Coast, nigga. Coming straight out of West Side Cedar Block, Bompton, Piru. Which is still my hood to this day. Nigga ain't never slacked, ain't never ran, ain't never did nothing but throw this shit up. Nigga, I took that Cincinnati hat worldwide, nigga, and I put on for Compton, nigga. And I put on for the West Coast, nigga. And Top Dog know what it is. Kendrick know what it is. Nigga, YG know what it is. Mustard know what it is. Ty Dolla $ign know what it is. Dr. Dre know what it is. Snoop know what it is. Nigga Hit Boy know what it is. My nigga Dom Kennedy know what it is. All the powers that be on the West Coast. And I hope my RJ, nigga, everybody, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Everybody on this motherfucker know what motherfucking Chuck Taylor is and what I am and what I done for the West Coast, nigga. Draco the Ruler know what it was with me, nigga. We chopped it, nigga. We was in the studio, RIP. So one thing I hate is when a West Coast motherfucker that I fuck with lose their life. That shit ain't cool to me. That shit ain't cool to me. It's cool to y'all. Y'all like to pit niggas up against each other and then go under the motherfucking, the comments and shit, put RIP this and RIP that when a nigga die and then tell a backtrack on your motherfucking, on your gaslighting ass fanhood, you know what I'm saying? And tell a nigga, oh, y'all should have squashed that and y'all should have been bigger than that. Nah, man, a lot of y'all motherfucking fans be the reason this shit is all fucked up. Now, as far as the motherfucking Kendrick and Drake shit, nigga, that's Kendrick and Drake shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick do his shit, and what he did last night, nigga, that shit was amazing for the West Coast, nigga. I sat back and I watched it, nigga. I ain't have to be there, you know what I'm saying, to think that the shit was motherfucking cool and major. That's cool, nigga. I think it's a dub for the coast. I think that what K-Dot did for a lot of West Coast niggas last night was hard as fuck, nigga. I think it was hard. I think it was dope of him and big-hearted of him to do that shit for niggas. You know what I'm saying? But that nigga learned that shit on the way up. The same way that he looking out, nigga Snoop looked out for me like that, nigga. I looked out for motherfucking Kendrick like that.
Yo, 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 what up, though? What up, though? What up, though? It's your man, DJ Eccentric, a.k.a. The Soul Whisperer, a.k.a. Mr. Grown and Sexy. Check it out, man. Just want to speak a little bit about this this West Coast and game situation. First of all, again, this is DJ Eccentric, man. Do me a favor, hit the subscribe button or hit the like button on whatever social media platform you're watching this on. But yeah, so the whole thing is, and if for those that have not been paying attention, there was a huge concert that Kendrick Lamar put on the other day on Juneteenth called the Pop Out Concert. And this concert was kind of sort of maybe the victory lap, so to speak, for, the whole, battle thing with Drake. And it just, Kendrick is in a bright light right now. And so Anytime you go into battle and you get into a competition with somebody as big as Drake, a machine as big as Drake's machine is, and you actually come out as the victor in most people's eyes, the people that matter anyway, you actually come out as a victor in most people's eyes, then obviously that shines a bright light on you. So everything you do from for the net, basically for this whole summer, everything Kendrick does is going to be under a huge microscope, for better or for worse. So he's choosing to do positive things with this attention and with this energy. And so that's what this pop out concert was. And it was basically just a celebration for the West Coast. And people attending this thing, people coming out and showing support for this thing, it's not necessarily everybody saying fuck Drake, but it's just simply a celebration for Kendrick Lamar and for the West Coast, because he represents the West Coast. He's from the West Coast, represents the West Coast very, very well. It's a celebration. Like me from Detroit. I live in Atlanta, but I'm from Detroit. If something big happens in the city, for the city, somebody from the city, and they want to celebrate it with the city, I'm feeling good about it. I'm great for it. Because anything that happens good, anything good happens in Detroit, or happens good, anything good that happens to someone from Detroit, it's a celebration for the whole city. And so I'm there. I may not have nothing to do with what's happening, nothing to do with what's going on, but I'm coming to join the celebration because it's big for the city. It's just a special moment for the city. Detroit will take anything we can get. But speaking specifically to this, and what's going on with Game right now, and why he's feeling the need to come out and explain himself. And this is not, I don't care what he says. This is not just him responding to fans and fans calling him out and fans being disrespectful, because that fans are always disrespectful. And I don't even call them fans. People in your comments on social media, they're always disrespectful, right? They're always saying something and calling you out just to get you to respond, just to rattle your feathers. And everybody knows that. Everybody understands that. So, we're to the point now in 2024, we know not to even pay attention to these folks that don't matter. But the reason why he feels the need to come and explain himself is I think there's a little bit of guilt tied behind that. And let me say what I mean when I say that. First of all, again, I'm not from the West Coast. I don't have any connection to anyone from the West. So I don't know the word on the street or anything like that. This is just pure speculation of me just using my keen my keen sense of common sense. That is my superpower for those that don't know me. But this is just me trying to put some common sense to it. Just point out the fact that anytime a simple explanation is needed, and you don't just make that explanation simple, you go on and on and on and on about, oh, people need to mind their business, and y'all don't know, and I did this and I did that, and I ain't got to do this and I ain't got to do that. Anytime you go off on that kind of rant, is usually some guilt tied behind it. It's because you feel guilty about something, or you feel on the spot. You feel like you're being put on the spot about something. There's something going on with the Game, and the West Coast, Dr. Dre, West Coast, whatever. There's something going on, because this is the second major event that has taken place that represents the West. And the Game, who's been one of the biggest West representatives since Tupac, you know what I'm saying? He's just not involved. Remember, the Super Bowl was that was a big deal. That was Dr. Dre and celebrating Dr. Dre and pretty much everything that everything under Dre, every big thing under Dre. That's what that was there to highlight. And you remember the Game wasn't a part of that. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't invited to that. So, here's something else that happened, something big that happened, and he wasn't a part of. Now, this one, I believe, I think the Super Bowl was more of a business political type thing, for lack of better words. But I think that those were more so, he's really not necessary. This right here was more personal. This right here was more personal. The Game kind of took a kind of weird stance in this situation. It's like you come out to say that you're neutral. You make it your business to come out and say I'm neutral, which first of all you didn't have to do. Just be, if you're neutral, just be neutral. Don't say anything. And then while trying to highlight, man, I ain't picking a side. I'm man, this is just whatever. But then you go at Rick Ross specifically because he's going at Drake, not because you have an actual problem with Rick Ross, or Rick Ross has any kind of problem with you, or Rick Ross said anything about you. You're going at Rick Ross specifically because he's going at Drake. You know what I'm saying? So that's you picking a side even without directly picking a side. At least that's how the people see it. And that's likely how the West Coast sees it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're helping this guy. You're helping this guy that our guy is in a tight career changing, you know what I'm saying, career risky battle with this dude. Like Kendrick put his career on the line to go back and forth with this dude. You know what I'm saying? And everybody knew that. Everybody understood that. And so the people that really are neutral, the people that say, well, man, listen, I ain't got no problem with Drake. I ain't got no problem with Dot. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna. They just didn't say anything. If you're neutral, you just don't say anything. You sit back, you enjoy it. If somebody asks you, you say, "Man, I'm just enjoying this. This is hip hop. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy it, just like everybody else." You know what I'm saying? We just want some hip hop. We just want bars. That's how you be neutral. But you don't come out saying I'm neutral and then at the same time then say, "Well, I'm everybody jump. But everybody y'all ain't gonna just jump on my man. Your man." You know what I'm saying? Who's your man? Like, you know what I'm saying? The dude from Compton, the dude that's out here repping the same thing you repping? That's your man? Or are you talking about the other guy? So that's really what confused everybody with this. You know what I'm saying? And so now, Kendrick comes out as the victor, and there's this huge celebration. It's this. Like I said, what I don't take it, even though I know how it ended up. I know what the thing was. But most people were there just because this was just a big, great thing. And it's a big moment for the West. And like most of the people that came, most of the rappers that came up on the stage, which was pretty much everybody, all the younger generation, all the newest generation of the West Coast was all there. And with Dre being there, now it's one thing, if Dre don't show up, then you're not questioning why anybody else is not there. It's like whoever's there is there, whoever's not is not. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that Dre not only was Dre there, but he participated. This is a man that's been, he's made it his business for the last decade at least, or really more longer than that. Really since the whole, Suge and Tupac thing, he's made it his business to stay as far away from beef and battle as possible. He say his opinion, accept his opinion, and he moves on from it. He ain't going back and forth with nobody. He ain't beefing with nobody. Right, I think he got into a little spat with Jermaine Dupri, but that was just just two producers talking business, two executive producers, arguing about money basically. That's how I looked at that. But as far as like some shit that can spill over to the streets, Dre has stayed as far away from that as possible, right? So for him to come out and, like I said, not only be there but participate in it. You know what I'm saying? I think he performed a song, and then he essentially introduced the Kendrick diss track. You know what I'm saying? The Not Like Us, and was all in it. You know what I'm saying? And so like I said, I think if Dre is not there, then you don't really pay attention to who else is not there. But him being there is what makes it a big deal, and the Game being a direct affiliate to Dre, and Snoop Dogg wasn't there either. But we'll talk about Snoop in a minute. You being a direct affiliate of Dre, and we've already known that there've been some tension, some made a couple moves that he didn't agree with already. You know what I'm saying? And then there's this. So I think where Game is and what the rant really is about, and you can watch the whole video. Obviously, I couldn't post the whole video. It's about 14, almost 15 minutes long. Shout out to Hip Hop News Uncensored, I think is what it's called. That's where I got this clip from. But I edited it and just kind of took a little piece of the burger. You know what I'm saying? But it's a whole video, so you can watch it and maybe you'll get something you'll hear or get something different than what I got it from. But basically, he just goes on and on and on about what he done did. I done did this for the coast, and I done did that for the coast, and I ain't got to do this, and I ain't got to do that. I ain't got to be there. I'm still this, that, and the other. Usually, when you take that approach, then that usually means that you feel guilty or you feel unappreciated. One of the two, or both. And because of what he did, because of his specific action while this battle was going on, I think something was said about that. Something is being said about that between the powers that be. And it just put him in a place to where he is uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? He just, and when I say uncomfortable, I'm not I'm not from the West Coast. I'm not talking no street shit. I'm talking strictly the hip hop industry, strictly the industry and the hip hop culture. The way you came in, you know what I'm saying, the way you try to infuse yourself into this, while at the same time saying, man, I'm neutral. I ain't picking no side. You still kind of chose a side. And so that's why he wasn't invited to this. And not only was he not invited, because there's probably a couple people up there that wasn't directly invited, but they showed us like, okay, bet. They there, okay, cool. It's what this West, it's whatever. But not only was he not invited, but he didn't even, it was long that they let it be known that he wasn't welcome. And so I think that's what this is all about. And you can kind of see in his face and kind of hear in his voice. And I'm not, again, it ain't probably no beef, or, he respects whoever this decision came from or whoever these words came from. He respects them enough not to call them out or make that a thing. But I think that is what this, and then fans come. So you take that, and then the fact that fans calling them out, that's what infuses a rant. That's what infuses a rant of, y'all better show me some respect. That's people go on that respect, that respect demanding rant when they don't feel as though they're getting the respect that they deserve. And there's something going on. There's something going on. On the West Coast in terms of the industry. It's just, now we don't know exactly what it is. I guess we'll wait to see who's going to say something, or maybe one of these guys, one of these creators that do have a direct connection to the actual West. Maybe they're on the West and they're on those streets and they can speak directly to it. We'll wait for that. But again, this is not nothing. That's my whole purpose for making this video, is to say this is not nothing. It's definitely something, and I'm very, very interested in knowing what it is. But that's just my opinion. Those are my words. Again, as far as the Snoop situation, now I think the Snoop situation is a little bit different. You remember Snoop never really even addressed them using his voice. Remember the AI track that Drake had did when he used Tupac and Snoop, which he deleted, by the way, because I think somebody let him know, like, bro, you bugging with that. You going too far with that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that was out of pocket. That was out of pocket. We ain't gonna speak on that, because I think he checked himself on that. That's why I don't even think you can. It'd be hard for you to pull that record up. You know what I'm saying? But I think Snoop is kind of more on a he's kind of more on a I don't want to burn. I'm not gonna burn no bridges. I'm not going to, dance on the man's on the grave, for the lack of better words. He's at the part of his career and his branding to where he doesn't want to burn any bridges. It's not even about rap with Snoop anymore. It's simply about business and relationships. And Drake, regardless of the results of this battle, Drake is still Drake. He still is powerful in this industry. There are people that are connected to him and that do business with him that you may want to do business with at some point down the line. And so I'm not going to do anything that's going to put me in a position where I have to explain myself. Snoop is neutral. Like he's playing that neutral line all the way down, all the way to the wall. He going all the way to the wall with neutral. Even now when it's a time to celebrate, he's like, I don't even want to be involved in the celebration. Somebody said something about him and K-Dot not really having the best relationship. Again, I don't know anything about that. And if that's the case, then I guess that's the best explanation for it. But I think it's more so of a business decision for Snoop to not to just stay completely out of it, even in the aftermath. No pun intended. Even in the aftermath, just to stay, I'm just staying way out of it. So, and Snoop is at a position where I don't think anybody's going to even question him on it. I mean, sure, you know what I'm saying. You got some assholes that's probably in his comments and his probably saying little stuff, but Snoop is in a position where he doesn't even have to explain why he's not there. Like I said, like with Dre, if Dre wasn't there, if Dre didn't participate, nobody would ask why he wasn't there and why he didn't participate. And that's the same thing with Snoop is. Snoop is, I don't think anybody's gonna question why he wasn't there. It's a little different than Game though, because not Game is a little more closer to the he's a little more closer to the I'm not saying I'm not gonna say that. He's a little bit more closer to it than Snoop is. So, and especially him coming out and then trying to infuse himself in it. It's clear. Like without that happening, I guarantee you, without that happening, the Game definitely would have been here. The Game definitely would have been at this thing and would have been celebrating with everybody else. He would have been dancing right with Russell Westbrook, right? So, that's just my opinion. Again, if somebody knows anything else, I appreciate, let me know in the comments what it is. If you know what it is, if you're just speculating like me, then, I appreciate your opinion. I respect your opinion, but, I just ask that you respect mine as well. Again, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button, especially if you want to hear commenting, at least subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. DJ Ice Centric out.